how to make DIY cloth napkins with silk and cotton fabric. They are absorbent and durable. I also teach how to make a simple bow napkin ring with scraps of silk fabric. I started with silk fat quarters that I got from Darn Good Yarn. They have fat quarter bundles that is silk fabric, and you can choose the color scheme that you want. So I have yellow, orange, and red colors that I started with. The first thing you need to do is iron all of the fat quarters so that there are no wrinkles. Also do this to your quilting cotton fabric so there are no wrinkles. Then you can pin the two fat quarters together. So I have a fat quarter of quilting cotton and a fat quarter of silk, and I found that the silk was usually a little bit bigger than my quilting cotton, and so I would sew the edges, and I usually had to trim the silk fabric away to match the size of the cotton fat quarter. Sew around the edge with a 1/4 inch seam allowance and a straight stitch and matching thread. When you get to the corners, pivot so that you have a nice point at your corners. And I like to use a sharp needle and a smaller, maybe like a size 70-10, because I think it works the best with the silk and the quilting cotton. These two fabrics are both woven, but the silk is a thinner fabric, and you want to work with that instead of fighting against it and hurting it. Make sure you leave a hole, about a 4-inch hole. You backstitch at both sides so that you can turn the napkin right side out. Now before you turn it right side out, you need to trim the edges. So I go to the corners and I clip out to remove the bulk, and make sure you use nice sharp fabric scissors and don't cut into your stitching. Then I'm going to turn my cloth napkin right side out through that hole that I left, and you really want to make sure that those stitches end with a back stitch so that you're not pulling out your stitches as you turn it right side out. Once you have the cloth napkin pulled right side out, use a point poker, the things that poke out the ends. Don't use your sharp scissors, but use a pointy end and poke out those corners so you get a nice sharp corner with, you want it to be 90 degrees if possible. Then you need to press the edges flat all the way around and then top stitch that hole closed. But I like to top stitch all the way around the cloth napkin while I'm top stitching that hole so that it looks like it all blends in. And then I also sew an X across the cloth napkin so that this middle doesn't get separated. So first I start by sewing with a straight stitch and a 1/4 inch, a straight stitch, and sewing 1/8 of an inch away from the edge with the same needle and thread. I'm actually using a white thread on top and an orange thread on the bottom because my fabrics are different colors on the top and the bottom, and this will depend on what your fabrics look like. And make sure when you get to a point that you stop and you pivot so you have a nice sewn corner. And once you have the sides sewn all the way, you can sew your X. So I like to start at one corner where the stitches were, I backstitch, and then I sew across the cloth napkin, and I'm feeling the bottom with my hand to make sure that there are no wrinkles that I'm sewing over. I try not to pull anything since you are sewing on the bias, and it could be easy to stretch it out as you sew it. And then once I get to the other side of the point, I backstitch. I pull the cloth napkin out. I start at the other corner that I haven't done, backstitch, sew across in an X to the other corner, and backstitch again. Now your cloth napkin is done. You can press it again. And I like to fold it in an accordion pleat. I think it's the prettiest, and it shows, you know, both sides of the fabric. So I just fold the napkin back and forth, and then fold it in half through the pleats, and then I slide my fabric napkin ring right over it, and you get a beautiful fan look with that cute bow napkin ring. And now I'm going to teach you how to make the simple bow napkin ring with your scraps of silk fabric. You can use other fabric, but I had silk fabric on hand. So you need to cut your fabric in 12 inches by 4 inches. And I actually did it wrong, and I cut mine shorter. So in the next scene, you will see that my rectangles are shorter, but 12 by 4 is the perfect measurement that I ended up with in the end. Now, silk is very strong, but when it's woven in a thin fabric like this, I found that it was easy to poke a hole through it when, you know, I'm turning the fabric right side out. So I found it was best to interface all of my pieces. And just imagine that these rectangles are my long 12 by 4 rectangles. I actually end up sewing all of these rectangles together, so I have two, which you'll see next. So cut out your interfacing and fuse it to the wrong side of your silk, and that will give the extra protection, and it will actually make your bow ties stick out really beautifully, which you don't want it to be limp. You want it to have that beautiful stiff point so that you can see it's a bow. So next you're going to fuse the interfacing to the wrong side of your silk, and make sure that all edges are fused. Now you can see here that I sewed my two short pieces together to get one long piece like you will do. And then you are going to fold your ring, your rectangle in half long ways, and pin the sides together all the way across. And you want it to be, you know, a thin, it's going to be a thin rectangle. And then you're going to sew the napkin ring in a specific way. You start at the point, come out, stop and leave a hole, come across, and then go back to a point. I found this was the easiest way to sew because you get that extra seam allowance around the corner. So I'm starting there at the corner, I come out to the edge and I pivot, then I come across and stop and back stitch, go across about 2 inches, start again and back stitch, and then I come back to the point, pivoting in for a nice curve. So now you trim off that excess fabric. You don't want any bulk inside your bow. But now you have those strong stitches and strong corners. Next, you're going to turn your napkin ring right side out. And this is the part where you will be grateful that you have the interfacing, because it makes that silk a little extra strong. So I find it's easier to turn the whole thing right side out with my fingers as much as I can, and then I go back with my my thing that pokes out the corners, and I carefully poke out the corner to get a nice crisp point that will look the best for the bow. You press your bow flat and you need to close that hole. So I just do a simple top stitch right across that hole, back stitch at the start and at the end to keep that closed. And since it's going to be the back of the napkin ring, you won't see it. Now, it's hard to tie your napkin ring all by itself, so I tied it around a really thick spool of thread. I found that was the best way to get the nice shape. So you're going to tie it in a square knot, which means you cross the right side over the left and pull it through, and then the left side over the right and pull it through. And that way you have a square knot that won't come undone. If you're worried about your napkin ring coming undone, you can add a couple of stitches between, you know, right near the bow to keep it in place, but I found the square knot did great. Make sure that those ties are poking out in a cute bow way, and it is great to slide over your cloth napkin. It's the perfect shape. The bow looks so cute next to the fan of the cloth napkin. And if you use 3 different fabrics, then you have, you know, a lot of choice. It makes a beautiful table setting for your family dinners. It's a great gift to give. Thank you for watching.